Asim, thank you for taking the time. How you been?
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you guys even being interested. I appreciate it.
I'm curious, the whole story behind you and Jake and you guys sparring for that time. How did they even make contact with you, and how did that even come all together?
Um, I've been in boxing a long time, so he had some people in his camp who know me on a personal level. They hit me up and they were, asking me how I was doing about my after my last fight and if I had been sparring and how my weight was, and saying that they had an opportunity for me to come in and help Jake get ready for a southpaw in Anderson Silva. So they dressed it up and made it. They dressed it up and made it seem like they was calling me in for a sparring for a sparring opportunity. And then like 45 minutes later, I get a call from my team saying that they wanted to fight. So they hit me with a bait and switch, but they're gonna regret that.
Now, this is not the first time that they've reached out to you for sparring. I mean, there's that whole video from 2 years ago. How did you guys come together back then?
Well, we first fought before he even actually had a pro fight. He was about to fight Nisi and Gibb, and the person who was training him at the time, who isn't his trainer now, he said that he had a couple guys from YouTube that were thinking about boxing and they wanted to come in and get some work. I was in training camp helping Joey DeJeco get ready for a fight, and Joey and I boxed Logan and Jake. Joey boxed Logan and I boxed Jake. And that first sparring session was probably why he wanted some get back in the second sparring session. So then the second sparring session was really just almost as easy as the first one, but I could tell he had gotten a little bit better. He had settled down a little bit more, and he was just all around a little bit better fight, a little bit more seasoned. I could tell he had been working. Um, but they called me. They asked me for some work. They asked me not to switch southpaw and not to go 100% on this guy because he was a YouTuber. And if I wind up hurting him, I probably wouldn't get paid. And at the time we were in a pandemic, and anybody paying $100 a round, you don't want to mess that up.
When you guys are kind of getting together in camp, before you guys actually started sparring together, did you think like everything was kind of cool and everything was normal and going okay?
Jake's Hollywood, so it's not really, that when we come in there, it's you got no camera, we can't film, he don't, he's like a Hollywood guy. He don't want to talk to nobody or nothing like that. He's not really like a person that you would see every day in the gym.
Now, obviously, when the footage dropped, it's literally one punch of him punching you, and then you guys arguing. So it's obviously been highly edited. When that came out, what was your reaction to it?
It was just like I knew it. I knew it from that day. And that's the reason why you see me upset, because I'm like, all this boxing we just did, all this schooling I just did to you, but you only gonna show, I knew already how Jake Paul get down. So I knew he was only gonna show that little bit of whatever it was that we saw him landing a punch or two, and then he jumping on top of the turnbuckle and he going up to the camera talking trash, and I'm like, bruh, show some respect. You know what I'm saying? That was more like a you disrespecting me after I'm in here really genuinely trying to help you. And where I'm from, we don't get down like that. So that's why it got heated for a little bit like that. But you could tell how fake Jake Paul is because you see how he did that, but then you see a picture of us afterwards. They don't show none of that. They don't even talk about that. How we got a picture standing next to each other, cool, after the sparring session when it was so heated in the ring. And then even more to add on to that, you never ever ever heard Jake say my name for the whole 2 years leading up to this fight. He never said my name after we sparred, ever, not once. He never mentioned that we sparred. He never mentioned that I was in his camp or that I was whatever type of fighter. He never ever said my name until it was time, till he needed me. Until he needed me to save this fight, he never said my name. So that goes to show you what kind of guy he is. If it don't benefit him, he's not gonna put nothing into it.
I thought it was interesting. You brought up the word respect, and during that press conference, that initial press conference, he said several things like talking about ending your family's legacy. When he brings up your family, is that going too far?
I mean, he want to talk about family, but he cut that short because if we want to talk about family, we could talk about my dad. And we could talk about his dad. His dad's a pedophile. His dad on YouTube kissing little girls. I mean, you want to talk about family? You want to talk about my brother? My brother's an undefeated 154 pounder. His brother is. I don't even think his brother has a win yet, and he in the closet. So, we want to talk about brothers, talk about fathers, talk about fathers. Whatever way he want to go, we could do it. Jake can't out talk me, he can't outbox me, he can't out heart me. There's nothing he can do better than me besides
Final
make
que-
content on besides make content on YouTube.
Final question for me. You're a big guy, but you've been all over the weight spectrum. I think in your pro career, you've been as low as 211, as high as like 264. How are you feeling about making weight for this one?
I never been 264 a day in my life. That's a typo. Um,
Okay, yeah. All
box
right,
rec, box rec
boxer.
switch.
I'll bring
my,
that up
my
with
weight
boxer. Great.
my weight with my opponent's weight. I think I was like 234 for that fight or 235.
Yeah.
I never been over 235 in my career. Um, even outside of camp, once I turned pro in 2017, I've not hit over 235 on the scale. So that's just a typo. I never been 260. I don't even know how I would look at 260.
Yeah, yeah. I think they got you and Alejandro mixed up there, but you're feeling
Exactly.
okay.
And
Yeah,
if you look at the fight, you can easily see like, okay, they clearly got that mixed up. So whoever was writing down and
got you.
submitted it to BoxRec, it's an international fight, so
Mhm.
everything don't go how it goes over here. And it was just a simple typo, a mix up. But I've never weighed 260 pounds in my life.
No doubt. Well, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate having the night chat with you. Best of luck come August 6th.
Thank you. I appreciate it.